Good day everyone, I am Lito A. Manggubat Jr. from BS Ed Math 11B, and in this video, we will be talking about the cognitive development of preschoolers. Before we proceed on our discussion proper, let's have first our motivational activity. So, for our motivational activity, try to recall and list down the things that you enjoyed doing as a preschooler. List as many as you can and post it in the comment section. So, you are free to list as many as you can and to drop it on the comment section of this video. So we have there our objectives or the intended learning outcomes after this lesson. The students would know and understand what is cognitive development. Would also understand the cognitive development milestones, and lastly, know the possible warning signs for preschool children. So what is cognitive? Since we are dealing with the cognitive development, so let's try to know or understand first what is a cognitive. So cognitive is relating to cognition that refers to the mental action or process of acquiring knowledge and understanding through thought, experience, and the sense. So that is cognitive. So next to cognitive is cognitive development, which means how children think, explore, and figure things out. It is the development of knowledge, skills, problem solving, and dispositions, which help children to think about and understand the world around them. Brain development is also part of cognitive development. So in other terms, in other words, and in short, cognitive development is the process on how the children think, on how they figure things out, and how they understand the world around them. So that is cognitive development. Next to cognitive development is milestone. So milestone is a significant event or stage in life or progress development. Preschool children's thinking skills develop as they encounter new people, places, and ideas is exciting. Milestone provide a guide for when to expect certain skills or behaviors to emerge. Think of milestones as guide to help you understand and identify typical patterns of growth and development, or to help you know when and what to look for a preschool children mature. Next to milestone is the developmental milestones. Helps adults to understand and recognize typical ages and stages of development for children. Milestones are not rigid rules for when or how a child should develop. Instead, they provide a guide for when to expect certain cognitive, motor, language, and social emotional skills and behaviors to emerge. So we have there cognitive developmental milestones. So at the age of 3, the children's plays make-believe with dolls, animals, and people. So during that stage or during that age, they know or they can identify if it's really a doll, if it is an animal, or if it is a real people. Next, does puzzle with 3 or 4 pieces. So during that stage, they play puzzle and they try to assemble or connect puzzle during the time, and they can connect or assemble 3 to 4 pieces. Next, they can understand what 2 means. So for example, a girl is holding 6 eggs, and I'm going to ask her to put 2 eggs on the pail. Then she could do that because during that stage, during that age, the children understands what 2 means. So if ever I'll be asking her to put 2 eggs on the pail, she could identify it, or she can put 2 eggs on the pail because she understands what to means. Next, copies a circle with pencil or crayon. For example, I'll be writing a circle on a paper, then by the use of pencil or crayon, the children could copy it. Maybe not that perfect, but they could create a circle. They can copy a circle by pencil or crayons. Next, turns book pages one at a time. So, if you're going to observe them during the age of 3, they're trying to turn pages one at a time. If you really observe them, you can say that they are reading it, but they were not really reading it. They are just observing the textures, the colors, the shapes on the pages. That's why they are turning it one at a time, because they observe the shapes, the colors, the textures that was on the book, and especially those who really attract their attention. So that was for the age of 3. So let's move on to the age of 4. At the age of 4, the children could understand the idea of counting. She could count. She was able to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. Next, and starts to understand the concept of time. She can understand that. Next, remembers part of a story. If I'm going to read a story, if I will going to tell a story on her, she could remember a part of it. Next, understand the idea of same and different. For example, I'll be showing him a different images. She could identify if it is same or different. Next, draws a person with 2 to 4 body parts. So that was for the age of 4. Next, let's move on to the age of 5. Counts 10 or more things. So she could count starting from 11 and 2 upwards. Next, can draw a person with at least 6 body parts. She could do that. Can print some letters or numbers. She was able to do that at the age of 5. Copies a triangle and other geometric shape. Then, knows about things used every day like money and food. So, since he or she is already 5, then she knows things that we use every day like money. So those are for the cognitive developmental milestone at the age of 3, 4, and 5. So let's move on to the possible warning signs for preschool children. At the age of 3, it could be a warning. No, if the children at the age of 3 cannot work simple toys such as pegboards, simple puzzles, turning a handle. So it's a possible warning. Next, does not play, pretend, or make believe. It's also a warning. Next, does not understand simple instruction. If ever would ask him to close the door or to pick a piece of paper, she or he couldn't do that. So it's a possible warning sign for preschool children at the age of 3. Next is during at the age of 4. If the children has trouble scribbling. Next, shows no interest in interactive games or make-believe. Then, does not follow 3-part commands and does not understand the concept of same and different. At the age of 4, it's really important that the children could identify if the things are the same or different. Then, those are the possible warning signs for preschool children ages 4. Then, lastly, the 5-year-old preschool children does not respond to people or respond only specifically. So it's really important at the age of 5, the preschool children can communicate with other people, cannot tell what is real and what is make believe. She could identify if it is real or not, if it is fake or real, like that. Next, does not play a variety of games and activities. No, so at the age of 5, they must be, let's say, physically active. Cannot give first and last name. So since they must communicate during at the age of 5, so supposedly they could state nor give their first and last name when someone asks them. And lastly, does not draw a picture. So during that age or that stage, children really love drawing. If you could remember, they really love drawing, no, even though it's not that nice, but still they did their best. They copy pictures, they draw pictures. So that was for the possible warning signs for preschool children during the age of 3 to 5 years old. So I think that's all for this video, and before I'll end, I'll be leaving you with a quote that says, "Experience is the best teacher in life, but reflection from your experience is the key to your success." And for the activity, I want you to answer. It's just only an enumeration based on the lesson that we've discussed earlier. Thank you everyone, and God bless.